Hey, what's up guys? It's Tyler, House of Cards TCG, and today I'm bringing you my undefeated, no, not really, but like, this deck is insane. I've been crushing people with it. It is Virtual World Swordsoul. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I've seen people in the past try to put this deck together and it just still bricks. I'm telling you that the ratios that I have on this deck are actually insane, and you always have a play. I hardly ever, I mean, it's a deck, right? So every deck does occasionally brick. However, I will say this deck is very consistent. I just went through a tournament with it, should have been undefeated with it. I mean, it's actually insane, like, what you're able to do with the Virtual World engine. And let me just tell you something real quick, all right? Little spoiler. This card right here, 2/2, broken in this deck. Being able to special summon from the grave a level 6 tuner. Okay, keep that in mind, a tuner. Considering that Moyi and Taiyi are both level 4 non-tuners, makes a Synchro 10. Actually insane. And then, of course, your boss monster, you got Shen Shen here. But then, you pair that together with your Virtual World, or your Swordsoul engine. Like, these two guys going into not Chao Feng, I always say Chao Feng, Cheng Ying, and your Grandmaster to make Baron, like, the deck is broken, and then you can actually like break boards going second with Yazi and Baxia. So all that will be explained in the combo portion, which is at the end of this video. Deck profile is up first. Take a look at this because this deck is actually insane, and I thoroughly enjoy playing it. The Brave engine is out now, so I'm going to test Virtual World Brave versus this and see which version I like better. But right now, this is my go-to deck, and I will be bringing this to a case tournament. And I'll be seeing how I do with this deck because it's actually insane. So stay tuned for the profile and the combo tutorial. And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Truly means a lot to us and supports the channel. And let's dive on in.
House of Cards
TCG.
All right, guys, let's get into the deck profile. Thoroughly love this deck. I think that these ratios are correct. You could change it up a little bit. But let's go with the Virtual World package first. So we're going to start off with 3 Lulu. This is your best Virtual World monster in the deck. Basically, what this card can do is when you activate it, you can search whatever the other type that you don't target. So if you target a open trap, which I'm going to go over the combos with this. If you target a trap, you can send a spell, and then you can add a monster. If you target a spell, you can send a trap or a monster and then add the third type. So Lulu, basically keep this in mind, is your add, right? So that is the whole main purpose of this. So whatever you target, you can send and add the other 2 types, that being spell, trap, and monster. So that is what Lulu does. Your second best Virtual World is Gigi. Gigi is the same thing. Every one of the Virtual World monsters is a foolish burial to the grave, where you can only send whatever you don't target. So again, you target a monster, you can send a spell or a trap. If you target a trap, you can send a spell or a monster. So keep that in mind with the Virtual World engine. What GG does though is it does not add, but it adds at end phase. So it does not matter what you target, what you send, it does not matter. It adds a Virtual World monster at end phase back to your hand. So that is the purpose of GG. So it is a single foolish burial at an end phase, and that is what GG does. Your Kirin, play 3 of Kirin. Kirin is a double foolish burial. So whatever you target, you can send 2 of the other types. And that is the send of the third type is optional though. You do not have to do it. It isn't optional. All of the Virtual World monsters, their third effect, Lulu being to add the third type, GG to add an end phase, Kirin to send the third type. Those are all optional effects. So keep that in mind. We're playing 2 of the Roshi. What Roshi does is you can Foolish and then special summon a monster from the graveyard. So you Foolish Burial 1, then special any of your Virtual World monsters back from the graveyard. So he is a very important piece to this. We only play 2 because of the deck. We're going to play 1 Nian. Nian is your emergency teleport target. He is a foolish target. And he also, what she does is she special summons herself back from the grave as a tuner when a level 3 is normal or special summoned to the field. So if you normal summon Lulu and have Nian in grave, Nian can activate in grave, special summon herself, and she becomes a tuner if summoned this way. And then one of the key pieces to this deck is going to be our 2/2. 2/2 is actually insane because it's a worm Also, she's a target for Long Yuan, so you can pitch 2/2 from Long Yuan. And then if you have a Psychic or a Worm in your hand monster, you can discard that card to special summon it from the grave as a tuner. And to have a level 6 tuner available in your graveyard when playing this deck can come up insanely amounts. Like, let's say that your Mo Yi gets impermed, and now you have Mo Yi, and you have 2/2 in the grave. You can now summon 2/2 as a level 6 tuner. It goes with Tai, goes with Mo Yi, makes a level 10. Like, it's actually insane. 2/2 is a must play in this deck, and it's definitely a one of. These two, Nian and 2/2, are insane Foolish Burial targets. So if you're trying to get your virtual world monsters pumping, these two are easy targets to Foolish Burial to the grave and just have them there as resources because they are that broken in this deck. For the virtual world spells, we obviously have to play 3 City. 3 City is just good. What City does is you activate it, and then you can put one of your other City spell or traps, not City, but your gate traps or spells face up on the field. That being your Qinglong or your Chu-Chi or your Zhanwu. And so basically this is an easy way to cheat out Chu-Chi and get Chu-Chi faced up on the field. One of your better cards in the deck are Qinglong. And the reason why I say that is because your deck is so tight because you're mixing 2 engines together. Qinglong, you need to remember, what Qinglong does, is main purpose is when it's in the grave, you can banish it, and then you can search any of your virtual world monsters and add it to your hand, then discard a card. But its actual purpose of being able to be face up on the field, all you have to do is banish a virtual world card, and this becomes an imperm. Like, legit, if you don't understand, like, when I play this deck, let's say I open up Droplet, I'm able to negate a Macabre or bait a Macabre, then they Schism, bring out Winda. Okay, Qinglong, banish City, negate Winda. Like, I'll go over this combo with you. It's kind of insane. Like, the combo to go City, and then City goes to grave, activate Qinglong, banish City, Qinglong, negate Winda. Insane combo, I'm telling you. So Qinglong is a going second card, and people don't consider it a going second card, but it's 100% a going second card. It's an imperm. Like, that, it's a running imperm in your hand because you're obviously gonna have virtual world cards in your deck. Then we have 2 Chu-Chi. Chu-Chi has 2 effects, obviously. You can shuffle 2 virtual world names back into the deck and pop a face-up card on the field. Keep in mind it's face-up. And its second effect is when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to raise one of your virtual world monsters' levels, either increase it or decrease it by 3, so that it does obviously come up. And then we play 1 Zhanwu because Zhanwu definitely is a key piece to this deck. Being able to banish it and then special summon one of your virtual world monsters back, that's how you're going to end your combos. So that is your virtual world engine. It's obviously pretty heavy engine, but now we're going to get into the Swordsoul engine, and I've tested around with these ratios a lot, and I think that this is the ratio that works. I've had a lot of success with this deck. I'll tell you what, the one thing I am considering though. So we have 2 Mo Yis. Mo Yi is a normal summon, reveal a Swordsoul card or a worm in your hand, and it summons a token. And then when it's used as synchro material, it allows you to draw a card. Then we play 1 Tai. Tai is crucial in what it does is when you normal summon, you get to banish a Swordsoul or a worm card from your graveyard, and when you do, you can special summon a token. And then when it's synchroed off and sent to the graveyard, it becomes a Foolish Burial for a Swordsoul or a worm card. Then one of the best cards in the deck is going to be your Long Yuan. I have considered bumping him to 3 and go Mo Yi to 1. So he is insane because what he allows you to do is, Long Yuan is, if you have a worm in your hand, you can pitch a Swordsoul or a worm monster from your hand to the grave, and then his special summons itself along with a token, and then this is how you get into your synchro 10s. Let's say you open up 2/2 in your hand, and it kind of is a brick when it's in your hand, but Long Yuan allows you to pitch 2/2, summon itself in a token. Now you got your 2/2 in the grave, as well as any of your worms that you could be using to bring back, or it's just insane what Long Yuan can do in this deck. And then when it's used as synchro material, then you burn your opponent for 1200. That is an activated effect. We play 3 Swordsoul Emergence. This allows you to add a Swordsoul monster, or if you control a synchro monster, you can add a worm, aka pretty much any of your virtual world monsters, being Gigi, being Kirin, being Tutu. You can add them all off this card, or add a Swordsoul monster. And then we play Incredible Ecclesia because she's too broken. Sometimes I think about bumping her to 3 because she is so insane, or at least siding 1, because going second and having this card in your opening hand is actually broken. What this does is if your opponent controls more monsters than you, you can special summon it. Then it contribute itself to special summon any of your Swordsoul monsters from the deck. So this card is a free summon, then free access to your Virtual World engine. Is acceptable to Ash though, that's the only problem, but considering it's a free special summon, it could bait and Ash and let you continue playing. Also, it's a level 4 tuner, which does come up a lot, especially because you have level 6s in your Virtual World engine, and this allows you to get to your level 10s very easily. For extenders, we're going to go with the E-Telly. Hopefully this comes to 3. And then we play 3 Pot of Desires because it's an easy Pot of Greed. And then for hand traps, I play, or going second, I play 3 Droplet. I gotta have Droplet if I'm gonna go second. And then there's only space for Droplet and 3 more. And I chose to run Talents and Called By. Sometimes I wish I'd put Ash in here, honestly. I think that this is a good spot for Ash. So you could run the Talents Called By, or you could run Ash. It depends on them. Like, sometimes I love having talents for the draw power. Other times I have to play against Fusion Destiny, and I wish it was a Ash Blossom, right? So that is the main deck. Let's get into the extra deck now. So for Synchro 6s, we're going to play Yugioh. Yugioh is a great card. If you control 2 monsters of the same type but different, I think it's type and attribute, same original type and attribute but different names, you can banish those, and then you can send a card from the field to the grave. It's another level 6. Stardust is your free draw. Basically on summon, activated effect, you can draw a card. Coral Dragon is when it leaves the field, you can draw a card. Coral is your tuner. Stardust is your non-tuner. Keep that in mind. When you're trying to combo, these are going to be your pieces trying to get into Zolkin and trying to get into Shenshin. So him being a tuner, him being a non-tuner, that is important to note. Your 1 Synchro 7 is going to be Yazi. What Yazi does is it's a free pop. It's a Synchro 7. It's a free pop. And then you can special summon from the deck when this card is destroyed. So you can target itself and 1 card your opponent controls, pop both of them. Then when this is popped, it goes to the grave and it activates, and it special summons a worm from your deck. So this allows you to kind of get into your plays. One of your best Synchro 8s is going to be Baxia. Baxia is your kind of your going second card, where what that does is for the 2 different types that it used to Synchro summon it. So if you use Ecclesia and Mo Yi, that's a light and a water. If you use Tai Yi and the token, that's a wind and a water. You can spin back up to the same amount of attributes used for its summon on your opponent's field. So in the case of Tai Yi and a token, that's a wind and a water. So you can target and spin back 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field going second. And then when this is destroyed, you get to special summon 1 of your worms back from the graveyard. So he's a really good card. You have your Zolkin and your Crystal Wing. I'll go over this. Basically, you need 2 level 6s, a tuner and a non-tuner. That makes Zolkin. Then you can set any of your spells and traps that triggers Zolkin to bring out Crystal Wing, which is a monster negate. So that's how you get into that. So also, in the side deck, you'll notice that we play Gamma. Keep in mind that Stardust plus the Gamma make Synchro because it's a because Stardust plus Gamma can actually make your Crystal Wing off the gate, and you can bring out Gamma by either activating it or E-telling it. So then you got your Grandmaster. What Grandmaster does, when you Synchro summon it, you get to add a Swordsoul monster from your deck to your hand. And then it has a negate. So you can banish a Swordsoul, or you can banish a War monster from your graveyard and negate a face-up monster on the field. So that does come up a lot. It actually comes up a lot too, where you're able to use Grandmaster to get 2 virtual worlds in the banish to then make your Chu-Chi live. Actually comes up a lot. It's insane. Your boss monster is Shenshin. This is a walking floodgate. Everything that leaves the field gets banished, and also you can easily bring this back by banishing 2 monsters from your graveyard virtual world that have the same attribute but different type. I think. Let's see. I forget exactly. You can banish 2 other monsters from your graveyard with different original types and attributes. So they have to be different types and attributes, which is easy in this deck. And then when you do that, you can bring him back. He's a walking floodgate. For your rank 10s, we got the Baron, which is the Omni Negate, obviously. And also on standby can bounce out and bring back into your cards. And then we have the Cheng Ying. Cheng Ying is a OTK machine. What Cheng Ying does is when a card is banished, You can trigger him on res, and what it does is you can target a card in your opponent's graveyard and field and banish both, as well as it gains 100 attack and defense for every banished card, and your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack and defense for every banished card. And then, if it were to be destroyed by card effects or battle, I'm pretty certain, no, just card effects, you can just banish a card from your graveyard not once per turn. So, boss monster, extreme. That's why sometimes I think about upping Long U1, but it's really easy to make. And then for your XYZs, you have Fan. Fan is rank 6. You can detach 2 material. And then, again, it's a banish on the field and graveyard. You have M7. M7 allows you to add a monster back to your hand from the grave or return one from the field going second. Gaia and Zeus. So that does it for the extra deck. Let me show you my side deck that I've been running with. So for the side deck, I do side the Gamma package. I think that the Gamma package is insane. This won me a game against Bird Up, and they went for the... I was able to out the board, and then they went for the Omen, and I didn't have any monsters because they chained Zeus. I can't remember exactly how it went down. And then they went Omen and Grave, and I Gammaed it, and that's how I was able to beat Bird Up. So this card is insane. Going second, crazy card, and sometimes even going first because we do a lot of searching. I'm still on the Drolls because I think the Drolls are really good. I run 1 Harpy, 1 Red Reboot, 2 Cosmic. The reason why I'm so heavy on the back row is because I have the Qinglong, which is naturally in the deck for a monster negate. And then Mystic Mine is getting very popular. Then I run 3 Nibs, and then I run 1 Imperial Order because it's just broken. So let us dive in now to a combo video showing you how this deck operates in the different lines that you can see. Alrighty. Let's dive into a test hand with my favorite deck currently. As you know, I play a lot of decks, but this one right here, this deck is insane. So let's go. Test hand number 1. We open up with a Tai, which is great. A Mo Yi, even better. A Qinglong, an E-Telly, and an Emergence. So this hand is actually kind of cracked, not going to lie. A lot of different plays that we can go with, for sure. So let's just... You could try to bait an Ash with the Emergence or the E-Telly. But let's just go ahead and activate Mo Yi. Let's reveal Emergence, or we could reveal Tai, because now our opponent's going to think that we're on the Swordsoul, so it's beautiful. We're going to go ahead and bring out a token. We're going to take the token in Mo Yi, and we're going to bring out the Grandmaster. Then we're going to Grandmaster 1, Mo Yi 2. So Mo Yi is going to allow us to draw and chain block. We open up a Chuchi. I wish that was any other card right there. We're going to go ahead and grab a Long U1. Then we're going to go ahead and activate Long U1. And we could actually pitch anything here, but we're going to pitch a Tai, and I'll show you why. So Long U1 is going to bring out a token when it's summoned. Now we're going to take this token and the Long U1, and we're going to bring out our Baron. This makes us Nibiru proof and provides us an Omni Negate. Now you're probably thinking, what do we do next? Well, what we do next is we activate Emergence, because Emergence says if you control a Synchro, you can add 1 worm monster instead. So now we control a Synchro, so we can add a worm. So we can actually add Lily. We can even add my favorite, Gigi, because it's a worm. You probably did not see that line coming, did you? I know, it's insane. It is insane. That's why we want to save the Emergence there. Now, next play, we obviously have E-Telly can bring out Nian or Lulu. That's going to be able to synchro off. We need a target. So I think that the best target here is actually going to be E-Telling. I'd like to bring out Nian typically. Typically, I like to bring out Nian off this, but I think because Gigi is a non-tuner, I'm going to bring out the Lulu. And then what we're going to do is we're going to Gigi, target Lulu. That's going to send us off our Qinglong. Then we get to special summon and add an end phase. Now we can go ahead and activate Qinglong. Qinglong is going to search us. Honestly, any of them. I'm probably going to grab Roshi, because Roshi is a good piece to this. But yeah, you can see how like we didn't open up any Swordsoul, and we get to go into our full combo here. From here, off of our discard, we can discard another Qinglong. We can discard the Gate. Let's let's see what we decide to do. We're probably just going to go ahead and discard our Chuchi here. So now we definitely need to go with Roshi because we need something to target. So we can go with Roshi, target Gigi. We can send our Zhanwu, just so it gets out of the grave. Or out of the deck, I mean, if we open up a Desires. That's going to bring back Roshi. I know it's unfortunate there. We're going to take Gigi and the Lulu, and we're going to make a Stardust Charge Warrior. We're going to activate Stardust Charge Warrior, and that's going to allow us to draw. Let's see if we can draw into a Kirin, Nian, any of that. Let's see. We open up a third Qinglong. That's insane. That's actually insane. Now what we could do is it's insane in a bad way. We could take Roshi and we could take the Stardust Charge, and this is entirely up to you, right? The reason why we sent the Chuchi and we have the Zhanwu is because you could actually Chuchi right here, and Chuchi can make this a level 3. You can make Shinshin, which having Shinshin, Grandmaster, Baron, that's pretty decent. I'm not going to lie, and then add back an end phase. Or you could go with a Crystal Wing. It's entirely up to you. You do have the Zhanwu, which can bring one back. And if you had like one more extender on anything else, like literally like a Kirin, a Nia, something else here, you could actually then go into a Shinshin Crystal Wing. So you can see that line. So more than likely, I like Chuchi, make this. And then we're going to take those and make a Shinshin because Shinshin is just a walking floodgate. It also turns off droplets because they can't send from the field to the... It doesn't turn off droplets, but it turns off droplets from the field. So basically you're sitting on a 2 Qinglong, unfortunate on our draws. And then you have a Shinshin, Floodgate, Baron Negate, and a Grandmaster. And then that is basically your field. And then on the next turn, if they can't out your board, they can't stop it, you're going to top deck a Longy 1. At end phase, also last turn, you get the GG, add back Lulu. And basically now here, you can just full combo again because you can Lulu, target Shinshin, or if you need to bring back Shinshin, you can. So you can see how insane this is, but love this deck a lot. Glad you got to see that. Let's do one more test hand, maybe going second, show you how we can break some boards. All right, so going second, unless we open up a cracked hand and I really want to show you a crazy going first board, but let's see. Going second, we open up Lulu. It's our virtual world. Pot of Desires, a Chuchi, Qinglong, and another Pot of Desires. Okay, so obviously the key here is going to be getting a virtual world name into the grave because then we have an imperm, right? So you can obviously start off with a Pot of Desires, which I usually side out going second. Pot of Desires, both Ecclesias back to back. One Mo Yi, nothing else too crazy here. So we banish 10. I don't know. Does it get negated? Does it not? That's up to you. It could. Let's see if it didn't. I mean, that's cracked. Like so, that's really good if it doesn't get negated. But we're basically gonna activate Qinglong. We're gonna put them on a clock. Let them know we got it right. Activate Lulu. If they go ahead and negate and destroy, that's fine because now we have Qinglong to banish and we can still play. So we can Lulu target Qinglong. That's gonna go ahead and send us one of our traps. Based on this hand, because I have Chuchi in hand, I'm probably going to send the Zhanwu, again, because I have Chuchi, so that's a great target there. And then Lulu's going to be able to add me at end phase. We obviously did draw a GG, so I'm probably going to go ahead and grab Roshi. Now from here, we do have a virtual world card if we wanted to banish it for Qinglong to negate. All right, so obviously next up, what you want to do, there's a lot here. You could actually, if you wanted to, normal summon Tai. It depends on what the opponent's board is, right? Then you could take these two, Tai and Lulu, make your Baxia. Baxia effect, pop a card, pop Yazi and a card on your opponent's field. Yazi effect is then going to special summon a worm from your deck. You can then just literally go into now your Swordsoul plays, which is insane. I know we have another Mo Yi. Mo Yi effect, reveal GG, brings out a token. Here you could go into Grandmaster or Baxia, depending on what your opponent has left. So if we go Mo Yi, this is just insane. This is like what this deck can do, right? If we go Baxia spin back another card on your opponent's field, then you could destroy this, bring back a worm, which we could bring back Tai Yi. We never used Tai Yi's effect, so we could Tai Yi, banish our Mo Yi, and we didn't draw a card off Mo Yi, but obviously we do when it gets sent for the Baxia, so we open another GG. So Tai Yi's going to banish Mo Yi, bring out another token. Then we could take these two guys. That's going to make a Grandmaster. Tai Yi's going to be able to Foolish a Worm. Let's see if we banished our Tao Tao. We did not. So we can send Tao Tao, add Long Yuan off the Grandmaster. I know, this is just getting insane, right? And then from here, like, you still have full combo with your virtual world. You can just go Long Yuan, pitch, GG. Brings out a token. You can go Baron, or you can go with a Chao Feng. Either one works. It just depends. Like Chao Feng, you already have 11 cards banished, so it's gaining 1100 attack and defense. It's already at 4100 and can't be destroyed. Like, so if Nib is not a worry, you could just go with Chao Feng. So we'll take the Long Yuan and the token, make Chao Feng, burn your opponent for 1200. Again, this is like if Nib is not a worry, let's say like your opponent has all that. And now here, we haven't even gotten into our virtual world combos. We still have Tutu. We have Zhang Wu. So what we could do now, easily, we could just go Shan Wu, banish. That's going to bring back a Lulu. And then we could just discard this Pot of Desires. You can then GG target Lulu. Let's make a Qinglong live in the graveyard. Then you're going to be able to add it in phase, right? Now you can just go with your typical plays. Like we could take these two guys, make a Stardust Charge, draw another card. Let's shuffle real quick. Then we draw a Long Yuan here. Now we can just Roshi, target Qinglong. We're going to send Nian. No, this is going to be crazy, I'm telling you. It's going to be crazy. Send Nian. Summon out Roshi. Roshi can then bring back Gigi, which is going to trigger Nian to summon back, make it a tuner. You could take these two guys. And again, I'm just flexing at this point. Make a Zolkin. Set Chuchi, make Zolkin live. Zolkin can bring out Crystal Wing. There's another monster negate. Then you could take these two. You can make your Juju if you want, or you can make Coral Dragon. It doesn't really matter. Just want to make sure we sent a Chuchi. We did not send a Chuchi. Had we had sent a Chuchi, Nian's banished. Had we sent Chuchi, the line I was going to go was you can actually Tutu, and we actually never used Qinglong either. So there's still so much more that we could do with this hand. You could bring back Tutu, pitching Long Yuan because he's a worm, and then you can decrease his level by 3, and then you take these two, he would be banished. Then those two make your Shinshin. And like, it's insane what you can do with this deck. If you definitely have to practice it. It took me a while to get it down, but there's so much that you could do. Again, that was Juju. If I had Chuchi in grave, I banished Chuchi, which is the trap. So if you had this, you could banish it, make this level 3. This becomes a tuner, and then those two then make your Shinshin. So like, I'm just showing you for combo purposes. Obviously, you had plenty of OTK potential. Just like you didn't even have to go with this line. You could have went M7 instead of going with the Ultimatum. You could have made M7, added a card back to hand, and like kept going. Like there was so many lines that you could have done here on so many different levels. So let me know down below what you guys think of my deck profile. I think this deck is broken. I thoroughly enjoyed playing it, and I have a lot of fun with it. So let me know down below what you guys think. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell me if you enjoyed this, and I will catch you on the next video.
House of Cards.
TC.